Hi, it's August 6, 2024. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I'm aboard my Allied Princess 36 Seaquestor. And I thought I would do a short video about how much we use the boat. It is a relatively expensive thing to have. It costs us, this year a little over $9,000 for everything. So, it's not a cheap hobby, but, if you get enough use out of it, yeah, it can be worth it. So I thought I'd go over how much we use the boat. And what I'm going to do is just look at usage to date, August 6, 2024. How much have we used the boat up until today? Today is the 77th day the boat has been in the water for 2024. And so far in the 2024 season, I've been on the boat 45 different days. Now, quite a few of those days were working on the boat, and some of them just coming out here to sit. A week or so ago, I just decided to sit here in the evening and have dinner and by myself and just, kind of enjoy being on the boat in the evening. And other days, we take the boat out. So far this year, out of 77 days, we've taken the boat out 18 times. Now, I'm looking down at a list that I made from my logbook. And so 18 times out of 77 days the boat's been in the water, and 45 times that I've been aboard. So, little less than half of the days that I come to the boat, I take it out for a sail. And we spent 3 nights on board this year so far. We usually spend more nights later in the year, because this time of year it's pretty hot and muggy on the boat. Unless you're out at one of the outer islands, it's just not very pleasant. So, we haven't spent too many nights on board. We have sailed 151 miles this year. And during those 18 times that we went out, we used the engine 10.4 hours. So we're using the engine roughly 6/10 of an hour, 36 minutes per outing. That's mostly getting off the dock and out to where we can set sail. Some days if the wind is easterly, that means out of the harbor completely. And then from where we drop sail, back onto the dock. So how does that compare to previous years? Last year, I was still significantly recovering from my knee replacement surgery. We put the boat in not even 3 months from the day that I had the surgery, so I was not very agile and my stamina was pretty minimal. So as of August 6th last year, 2023, we had had the boat in the water for 75 days. Of those, I had been on board about half, 36 days, and we had only been out 10 times. That was largely, I think, due to the fact that June was almost a complete washout. The weather was really miserable in June. It either rained or was foggy almost every day. I think we got out something like 3 times in June last year. Let me take a look at the log. Yeah, we had actually only been out 2 times in June last year, mostly because of the weather and partly because of my knee. So we hadn't gone out much. We only spent 1 night on the boat up until August 6th last year, and we'd only sailed 72.4 miles and run the engine 5.6 hours, or 0.56 hours per outing, which is about what they're doing this year. Now, what about 2022, before I had my knee surgery, when I was still agile and I was younger? Let's see, when did we go in the water in 2022? 4 days longer. In 2022, by August 6th, the boat had been in the water for 81 days. We got in a little earlier, 4 days earlier. And I had been on board the boat 62 of those days, so about 3/4 of the time. The days I didn't come were days when I had some sort of commitment. like going to a doctor's appointment in the city, that sort of thing, that ate up the day. And I had been out sailing 27 times, so almost as much as 2023 and 2024 combined. We had spent 7 nights on the boat, so we were getting out quite a bit more. June was a pretty good month that year. And we had sailed 224 miles, so we were, had sailed quite a bit more. About, we 1.5 times, about 1.5 times the distance we've done this year, and we were out 1.5 times as many times. And we had run the engine 14.1 hours in those 27 outings, so again, just over half an hour per outing. So that kind of shows you how much we use the boat. Now, it doesn't seem like much if we look at it from the point of view of cost. Taking the boat out sailing 18 times this year at $10,000 roughly works out to a little over $500 every time we go out sailing. But our busiest time for using the boat is September and October. August is often a very foggy month. It's also usually hot. We've had 180 plus degree day already. And we do get some rain in August. So if you consider heat and fog and everything, that really doesn't make August a particularly big month for us. But in September, the weather improves a lot. It's cooler, and we don't have as much fog, and it's just a pleasant month to be out. So we get out there quite a bit more in September than we do really normally in the season up to September. And then we use it quite a bit in October, although we've, in the past, our insurance has required us to be out of the water by midnight on October 31st, which means that we have had to take that into account and look at the weather and the tide and pick a day to haul out, and that left enough room so that if weather was a problem, we had a chance to get the boat out before the end of October. So that usually meant that we were de-rigging the boat, doing all the prep that has to be done in the water before haul out by mid-October, and we didn't get much use after October 15. This year, I changed insurance companies, and there is no haul out date for us. We do not have a limit on when the boat can be in the water. So if we have a really nice end of October, we can stay in until early November, and we won't have the pressure of making sure the boat is out of the water by the end of October. If we're scheduled for haul out on the 27th of October and the weather stinks and we can't manage to do it until early November, won't matter this year because our insurance won't be putting that restriction on us, which is nice. We will, of course, be out before we get too far into November, because November can be a very, very unpleasant month here. Not unusual to have 1 or 2 big storms, and I mean 50 to 60 knot storms out of the east, which are, you definitely don't want to be on a boat during that kind of weather. So, so we'll be out in early November no matter what, and probably by the end of October, just because that's a habit. And also it's starting to get a little chilly, and as November goes on, we can even have snow. And believe me, another factor is it's no fun to haul the boat and unstep the masts after a below freezing night because of frost and ice on the deck. It's actually kind of dangerous. So we won't be in beyond the 1st of November unless weather keeps us in for a few days into November. So we're looking forward to getting out and doing more sailing as the season goes on this year, and I'd like to get up into the 300-mile range by the end of the season. We'll see what happens. It's going to depend, as I said, mostly on weather and also on some other factors. Like we've got several doctor's appointments in the city later this month that are going to be non-sailing days, no matter what the weather's like. So that's the way it goes. And when you get older, often doctor's appointments control your schedule more than anything else. So anyway, that's where we are today on the 6th of August, 2024. And just for reference, I'll tell you how many days we went out sailing in 2022 and in 2023. Okay, I checked back into the log. In 2022, we hauled the boat out on October 20th, and we went out sailing 49 times. So it ended up costing us approximately $200 every time we went sailing, if you think of it that way. I try not to. Last year, we hauled out on October 18th. Again, I said that's a function of weather and tide. The tide has to be right during the day for haul out, and the weather has to be okay. But last year we only took the boat out 28 times. As I said, we've been out 18 times already this year, so we'll certainly surpass that since we have basically just under 3 months to go this season. So that's how we use Seaquestor here in Southwest Harbor, Maine, and hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.